All right, what we got first here? We got let's see, we got the sprint race. Let's see what we can do with the sprint.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars brake into the tight hairpin at turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Joshua Pearce completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Hamilton. Ocon, Albon, Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda. Fernando Alonso, Lawson, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Piastri. Gasly, Hayes, Ollie Behrman, and Lance Stroll. Bortoletto, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend. Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd, and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
That's why I'm going to the strip.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. the final lap of the race. Final lap. Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes!
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time. Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.